So have you ever known anybody that has been arrested for reckless driving? Recklessness is whenever you just are not thinking of the danger, when you don't even care, when you just go for it. My wife tells the story of my father-in-law who used to race cars in a figure-8 track. The drivers who are pretty successful on figure-8 tracks don't even care, they just go for it. They don't really actually even slow down whenever it comes to that intersection, they just gun it. So my father-in-law used to play that game with the recklessness of taking that risk in order to win, but you also lose a lot whenever you're approaching that figure-8 intersection and you just are gunning it and not worrying about whether there are other people around, and you're just going to try to go, and you're reckless and you go for it and you get smashed. A lot of people actually live life like that, where they don't really care, they just kind of go for it. They don't think about the risks, they don't calculate what's the danger, they just go for it as fast as they can, doing as much as they possibly can. Proverbs says that the wise are cautious and avoid danger, but that fools plunge ahead with reckless confidence. To me, reckless confidence is the kind that doesn't take into account the dangers that are ahead, the dangers that are possible from taking that step. So what does it mean to be cautious? It means to calculate the risks, to consider the dangers. It doesn't mean to not do anything and to always just walk around scared, but it means to be aware of the dangers involved in what you're going to do, and to be aware of the risk you are taking. And this verse is saying that the foolish person won't even do that. The foolish person just goes on with reckless confidence. Reckless confidence means that I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do and nothing is going to happen to me no matter what. And it doesn't even matter what the risks are, because I'm going to do whatever I feel like doing. And so the Bible is telling us that we need to be the kind of people who are wise, the kind of people who assess the risks that we're taking, who understand the dangers, and who are cautious about what's happening. So as you are faced with decisions that you need to make, the wise decision is the one that you take after you assess the risks, after you look around and see what are the dangers, what are the things that could possibly go wrong, and what can I do to avoid or to minimize those dangers before I take that step. The foolish person is just going to sit there and just going to go with their gut feeling no matter what, or whatever makes them happy, and they're not going to take that calculated risk of looking around. They're not going to take the step of being cautious and looking around and seeing what's happening and what could happen before they take their step. Now, obviously, you can be overly cautious and never do anything. You can be the kind of person who sits there and just worries about everything. And that's not what this verse is talking about. Because there's another proverb that says that the fool says that there's a lion outside, so I can't go outside, and they're scared about everything. So don't get paralyzed by analyzing everything and never taking a step of faith. But the truly wise decisions that you're going to make happen after you have cautiously assessed the risks, looked into God's Word, asked your multitude of counselors like we talked about in a different video, and then you make that decision based on those things, rather than just being reckless in your decisions and just looking at your own wisdom and your own opportunities and the things that you like.
So think about your decisions that you have to make today, the things that you have to do. What I want you to do is evaluate those decisions. Don't be reckless. Think through what the consequences are before you make a decision, and that way you will always be wise and make wise decisions.